Hi guys, I'm Mark Fanatic, and today I'm going to be doing my review of the APS UAR, the version 2 gun. I bought it from patrolbase for $159.99. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the box and get started. So here we have the box of the APS UAR. It's a nice sleek black box. It's quite small and compact, and it manages to fit the rifle inside without any need for assembly. It features a nice carry handle on top and the APS inception and the capture logos on the front. When you go ahead and open up the box, you'll find the handling and instruction manual, which is very nicely illustrated and shows you how to disassemble and assemble the weapon. Some safety instructions, all your standard stuff about not pointing it in people's eyes, the usual. But also on the back of that there's a target, which is quite nice. It allows you to adjust your hop up and have something to aim at. And also included is a Viper Tactical catalogue full of tactical clothing, chest rigs, plate carriers, pouches and all that kind of good stuff. So here we have the UAR version 2. The ACOG sight and vertical grip were not included. These are how I like to run the gun, and they give you an indication of what you can do with it. Looking at the gun externally to start, the only metal part is the flash hider on the front here, which also serves as the outer barrel. Other than that, the gun is entirely polymer. However, it's very thick, sturdy polymer. There's no wobble in it, and that's just very nicely textured across the pistol grip and helps to keep the weight down. This gun weighs 2.4 kilograms in total, not including any accessories added, which is a very manageable weight, and most of that weight is distributed behind the pistol grip, which allows the gun to be held in one hand very comfortably without any sort of balancing issues. Internally, this gun boasts a version 3 gearbox, the hybrid gearbox, which has an Allen key adaptation on the back, which allows the springs to be removed without the whole gearbox being taken apart. And this is a really neat feature because it allows you to change over the springs and adjust the FPS of this gun in 15 to 20 seconds. It's a really nice feature, and you don't have to be a gun technician or anything like that to be able to get in there and make changes to the gun. It's a really nice feature. One of the major design points of this gun, and one of its unique selling points, is just how ambidextrous this gun is. It's got 5 selector switches on both sides of the weapon. It's got mag releases on both sides of the weapon, and one in the centre here in front of the mag well. It's got 4 quick attach sling mount points, one at the back and one at the front on both sides. And most impressively, the charging handle can be taken out and flipped to display on the opposite side to allow it to function both left and right handed as well. And it's a really neat feature. Coming from a left-handed player like myself, I really was drawn to this gun for that reason as well. Now, as I said, this is the version 2 UAR, and they did a lot to address the issues they had with the version 1. One of those major issues was the battery housing. By placing the battery in the front here underneath this rail, there wasn't a lot of room to put a big battery in there, so players were finding they were having to switch batteries out halfway through their game stage, which is less than ideal. What they've done with the version 2 to address that is they increased the size of this buttstock here, and they've wired the gearbox to the rear instead. Now you can fit a block type battery in the rear. I use an 8.4 volt 1600 milliamp battery. That fits in there nice and snugly, and I find that I can get a whole day's gaming out of that, no problem, no changes necessary. The other complaint about the version 1, which they've addressed in the version 2, is the mag well. Before, in the version 1, mid-cap magazines didn't feed very well, and they often didn't feed. They've made changes to that with the version 2, adjusted the shape of the mag well, and now most leading brand mid-cap M4 style magazines fit this gun, which feeds no problem at all. Also included in the box are 2 magazines. Both high caps, one is a 300 round long style magazine, and one is a 150 round short style magazine. Both are textured very nicely to match the pistol grip and to complete the look of the gun. They're both very nice. I personally don't really like high cap magazines. I don't like the rattle or the winding wheels on them. So I run with mid cap magazines. I usually use these, either Aries Amoeba 140 round mid cap magazines. And as I've said, with the version 2 they've adjusted to allow mid caps to use fit and feed perfectly. Also included, you'll find 2 additional springs. There's already one in the gun, but there's 2 extra that come with it. The gun features a G100 spring, I believe, which is equivalent to an M110 spring. You also get with the gun a G110 spring, equivalent to an M120, and a G130 spring, equivalent to an M140. Also in the box you'll find 100 sample BBs here. I've not actually opened or used these yet, so I can't testify to their quality, but I'm sure that they are good enough to use for this gun. As with all guns with type of barrels like this one and version 3 gearboxes, I would recommend the use of high quality polished rounds. I use 0.2 gram blaster rounds. These work perfectly well, but there are also lots of other companies that supply high quality too. Okay, so straight out of the box, and equipped with a G100 spring, this gun was firing at between 330 and 340 feet per second, which is pretty ideal for all sites in the UK. Another neat feature of this gun is that you can remove the plate at the bottom of the pistol grip. There's spacings in here to hold 2 AA style batteries, or C123 style batteries, and up in the bottom of the pistol grip there's also plenty of space for storing whatever you may need to store in there. That's a nice little additional storage space that they've included. This weapon features a fairly standard hop-up unit which is accessible behind the charging handle, which locks back into position. There is a rather large tab on there that can be moved forwards and backwards, which makes it nice and easy to operate with gloves on like these, or on the fly during a game. It's quite easy to access that and make changes. It's a really nice feature. And the bolt release is back here. Just give that a tap and the bolt slides forward again. Overall in length, the weapon is 64 centimeters and the barrel is 41 centimeters, which is a pretty good ratio there. There's not a lot of wasted space, and it makes the gun very compact and manoeuvrable, so you can turn corners and you can get the drop of people a lot quicker than they can on you. So just to make a few summaries about this gun, I think it's a really nice piece of kit. Although built polymer, it is really sturdy and feels really nice in your hand, and it also keeps the weight down nicely as well. The weight distribution is really good. Being behind the trigger, it makes it very easy to operate. The covering rails is great. It allows you to put what you like on this gun and make this gun operate the way you want it to. The version 3 hybrid gearbox is a really neat feature for quick spring changes and stuff like that. You can get this gun operating for target shooting at 500 feet per second, or skirmish worthy at 340 feet per second as well, or you can drop it down. You can do what you want with it in terms of FPS. The battery being housed in the back is a really great feature, allows for 4 days worth of gaming without changes, and I think the fact that they've included 2 high-cap magazines and 2 extra springs in the box is really neat as well. For 160 quid, this is a really good buy, and well worth the money in my opinion. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and if you want to see the gun in action, click on the link.